with Mike and JD. They did make it to Blythe, and they're here at the campground. And we've just had breakfast. I was able to spend a couple of days with Mike and JD. They're getting ready to head out of here to cross into Arizona. But a couple of questions I wanted to talk to Mike about.
Sure.
So, Mike, you okay for a couple of personal questions?
You bet. Fire away.
Well, the biggest thing is, like we talked the other day, what is your biggest surprise that you found on this trip that you hadn't anticipated?
I think one of them is the effects of dehydration, how quickly you can become dehydrated and how that can impact you. But I think logistically, the different terrains that I had to come across, be it the lava rock. We walked across a field that had nothing but rocks, the size of my fist, size of my head, and that anticipating very loose sand like you find on a beach. So the biggest surprise, the different type of terrains and how difficult it was to cross those. So to me, that's probably the biggest things.
Do you think that was hard on JD also, or would
my concern were his pads. The rocks were much harder than the sand. He's a powerful dog, so pulling through the sand didn't seem to be much of an issue. It didn't really get hot until the last couple of days, and we only hike early in the morning or the later part of the afternoon to protect him for that. But the rocks were difficult for him walking on those negotiated. I could see him tiptoeing around it, and you do that a couple miles, and it's pretty hard.
Well, on the other end of the scale, what do you think actually was what you expected, or maybe a surprise that was better than you expected?
I expected meeting a lot of nice people along the way, and I had hoped it would be like that. That was one of the reasons for the trip, was to meet new people and make the connection. So I can't say that I'm surprised about it, but I am blown away by the overall generosity, niceness, and the reception that we've received from people, total strangers and people who have become friends like yourself, along the way. That has been a real boost. It's what I'd hoped for, but you just never know. And we've only been on the road about 17 days, and it's just been miraculous. And we seem to be gathering steam and support as we go. So I'm looking forward to the other states and going forward. But we've met about 4 or 5 really impactful people in the short time that we've been here. So that was better than I can expect.
Well, you must have some good karma, because we were talking today. You lost JD's necklace, his license and such.
Yeah, his little name tag, his Jack Daniels tag with his name, his rabies license, and his little chip information disappeared sometime last night. When I put on his collar this morning, it was gone. And just to give an example how things work well, just today when it disappeared, there so happened to be a guy on the campground with a metal detector who apparently does this quite often, and I walked up to him and showed him a picture I had of the tags and said, if you happen to find this, let me know. And sure enough, 45 minutes later he came walking up, and we got his little tags back. So that's just a good example of things working in our favor, and hopefully we're blessed and it'll continue to go that way.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that that people are good out there. There's not all that negativity, and you're meeting a lot of positivity out there. More than
I could have expected. All different demographics, races, age, and what have you. Young people, old people, different races. They've all pretty much been very, very generous, very, very kind. JD's a big impact on that. He's a huge conversation starter, and he's a rock star out here on our journey. And I think people feel that I'm more approachable because of the dog, and I get comments on him every single day. What a handsome, gorgeous, good-looking, amazing, filling the adjective of what he is, and that's a good conversation starter. So it's been wonderful.
Well, you're getting ready to you'll head out this afternoon.
Yep.
You're going to head into Arizona. You have any feelings of anxiety or happiness, or what are you thinking? What are you looking forward to?
I have more confidence going on to the trip than I did at the beginning, only because I've come across some adversity and was able to work through it through luck and through the help of people, and the experiences helped me. So no, I don't have a lot of apprehension as we go into Arizona. I've spent some time there, lived there for a while, the land of the snakes and the scorpions. I'm confident, and the spirits are upbeat, and I know we still have desert states to go through, and California was tough, but Arizona is not much better as far as that goes. Hoping for maybe a little change in the landscape. Get kind of boring after a while, but no apprehensions or fears going forward.
Well, Mike, we're also going to put another link to your Facebook page so everybody else can follow along with this. And just to say that you do have a donation page to help out on the trip a little bit if you guys are so inclined.
Yeah, we do have a GoFundMe page called it's GoFundMe and Jackman Walking, same as the Facebook page, and any and all support. And a lot of support we've got has been moral support, just the well wishes and hey, good luck, or we like your post or whatever it is. And some people have donated, family and friends and complete strangers, and we have people like Dan who's really gone out of his way to make this a great end to our California adventure. So all the encouragement you can get, we read the posts, they mean a lot to us, and please keep following along and encouraging us, because it gets kind of lonely.
Well, one last question. I see that you make a call every day, your mom and your kids and such. How are they taking this trip with you being out here so far?
It's a good question. I think I have the support of all my family and my mom, although I'll tell my mother, don't worry, as a parent, you're always going to. And my mom probably sitting somewhere in Mexico, twisting her fingers, worried about me. That's just what it is to be a parent. But one thing I'm thankful for is them letting Dad go. I don't mean letting as in permission, but realizing this is something that I want to and I have to do, and being okay with it. And if there were a time where my kids had said, Dad, I really don't want you to go, and please don't, I wouldn't have. And so thank them for that.
Well, it sounds like a great story, and we're gonna really be sending some positive vibes to you, so you make it all the way to where is it you're going?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Wow, you got a bit of a travel, but we'll put a link down here to follow Mike and JD and their travels, Jackman Walking, and we'll go to the GoFundMe page. We'll put it down below.
Thank you so much, and thanks for following along, and thank you, Dan, for everything that you've done here, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
So we see JD and Mike packing up. He's got a super heavy pack because, of course, he's carrying food for JD and water and such. He's got a lot of gear. This is how he has to get this heavy pack. I mean, it must weigh 100 pounds.
It does not weigh.
Okay, so it weighs 95 pounds. Well, he does have a system at least. And here goes Mike and JD. They're just getting ready to cross the bridge over into Arizona. And this is probably the last I'll see of those guys for a while. I'm sure we'll see posts on their Facebook and such. And JD's got his backpack on also. Crossing into Arizona. See you guys later. Have a good trip.